A great story about using chances. In a town there was a man who had faith in God. He is a person who has faith that God will come and save him no matter what the trouble may be. One day there was heavy rain in that town and it was flooded. Villagers evacuated their houses to save themselves from the flood. Villagers asked him and his family to leave. He refused to leave, saying that God would come and save him anyway. The flood began to rise little by little. His family got scared and begged him to leave. He refused to leave the house, saying that you must leave, that God would come and save him anyway. His family left him with no choice. The flood began to rise again. He went to the first floor of the house when the flood came to submerge the house. At that time, a person who was escaping from the flood by a boat saw him and shouted to him to come with him in the boat. He said that he hoped that God would come and save him anyway and that he could not come with him in the boat. The flood began to rise again. The flood rose to the extent of submerging the first floor. He went to the second floor. When another person who was escaping from the flood by boat saw him, he shouted to him to come with him in the boat. He said that he hoped that God would come and save him anyway and that he could not come with him in the boat. The flood began to rise again. The flood surged to the extent of submerging the second floor. He went to the top floor of his house. When the rescuers who were flying in the helicopter saw him, they threw a rope ladder at him and shouted for him to come up while holding it. He said that he hoped that God would come and save him anyway and that he could not come with them in a helicopter. The flood began to rise again. Now his house was completely submerged by the flood. He was swept away by the flood and died. After death he was taken to heaven. He saw God there. He looked at God with anger and said, "How sure I believed that you would come to save me. You have deceived me," he cried. God smiled at him. God said to him, "I sent 2 boats and a helicopter to rescue you. You have not taken advantage of anything." When God gives us opportunities, we must take advantage of them. We should not expect Him to come in person and ask us to take advantage of opportunities. Take advantage of opportunities whenever they arise. Understand that God gives them and take advantage of them. Although God does not come in person everywhere, He comes in the form of opportunities. It is up to us to find them. I hope you like this story. Thanks for watching this video. Join with us to hear more useful stories like this.